Have you ever thought about someone you had not spoken to in months, only for your phone to ring a few seconds later with their name on the screen? It feels impossible. It feels meaningful. It feels like the universe is trying to tell you something. But the real answer is far stranger. A coincidence is not simply an accident. It is the moment your brain notices a rare pattern inside a world overflowing with billions of ordinary events. The coincidence feels extraordinary not because reality suddenly changed, but because your mind is constantly searching for connections, even when none were intentionally placed there. Your brain is a pattern-detecting machine. Every second, it receives an enormous amount of information through your eyes, ears, and other senses. Processing every tiny detail would be impossible, so your brain looks for shortcuts. It groups similar experiences together, predicts what might happen next, and searches for relationships between events. This ability is known as pattern recognition. In simple terms, it is your brain's natural talent for finding connections. Most of the time, this system is incredibly useful. It helps you recognize faces, understand language, learn new skills, and make quick decisions. But the same system also makes coincidences feel deeply meaningful. One of the earliest people to explore this idea was the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. During the 20th century, Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity, suggesting that some meaningful coincidences might be connected without a direct physical cause. Although the idea became widely discussed, modern science has never found evidence supporting such a mechanism. Instead, psychology offers another explanation. In the 1970s, psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman showed that human judgment often depends on mental shortcuts called heuristics. A heuristic is simply a fast decision-making rule that helps your brain respond quickly instead of carefully analyzing every situation. These shortcuts are helpful, but they are not perfect. Imagine thinking about an old friend many different times throughout the year. Most of those moments pass without anything unusual happening. They quickly disappear from memory. Then one day you think about that same person just before receiving a message from them. Suddenly the event feels extraordinary. Your brain stores that experience because it appears meaningful while quietly ignoring all the times nothing happened. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. It means your mind naturally notices information that supports an idea while paying much less attention to information that does not. The coincidence becomes unforgettable. The ordinary moments fade away. Mathematics tells a similar story. In 1954, mathematician John Edenser Littlewood described what later became known as Littlewood's law. He argued that even extremely unlikely events become surprisingly common when enough opportunities exist for them to happen. The world contains billions of people making billions of decisions every day. Even rare events eventually appear. Another famous example comes from probability theory. Imagine placing just 23 people in the same room. Most people assume that two individuals sharing the same birthday would be very unlikely. Yet the probability is already about 50%. This surprising result is known as the birthday problem, showing that human intuition often misunderstands how probability actually works. Randomness is stranger than it appears. People often expect random events to be evenly spread out. Reality behaves differently. True randomness naturally creates clusters, streaks, and unexpected matches. Coin flips produce long runs of heads. Numbers repeat. Unusual events sometimes happen back-to-back without any hidden force causing them. Your brain interprets these patterns as meaningful because they stand out from everything else. Neuroscience provides another piece of the puzzle. Brain regions, including the anterior cingulate cortex and parts of the prefrontal cortex, constantly compare new information with memories and expectations. When something unexpected matches something personally important, these systems increase your attention, making the experience feel significant and easier to remember. The event becomes emotionally powerful. Not because reality changed, because your brain decided it deserved special attention. The surprising twist is that the same ability responsible for unforgettable coincidences is also responsible for discovery, creativity, and learning. Scientists recognize patterns in data. Doctors recognize patterns in symptoms. Musicians recognize patterns in sound. Engineers recognize patterns in numbers. Without pattern recognition, learning itself would be impossible. The challenge is knowing when a pattern reflects reality and when it is simply the product of chance. That is why science depends on testing ideas instead of trusting first impressions. A pattern must survive repeated experiments before it becomes accepted knowledge. Most coincidences do not survive that test. They simply feel convincing because your brain is exceptionally good at finding meaning. Today, you experience more information than ever before. Every day, you scroll through thousands of images, messages, headlines, conversations, and notifications. In such a connected world, surprising coincidences become statistically inevitable. The remarkable part is not that they happen. The remarkable part is how deeply they affect you. So the next time someone calls just after you think about them, or a strange coincidence makes you stop and wonder whether something bigger is happening, remember this. The real mystery is not the coincidence itself. The real mystery is that your brain is so remarkably skilled at finding meaning that even random chance can sometimes feel like destiny.